Hello students and welcome to Roshi's Education Point. Today we will be starting with your class 11th Economics Introduction. This whole video will be dedicated to your introduction of economics. What is economics all about? Now the first thing is economy and its types. The place, the surrounding where you are living is your economy, where all the selling and purchasings are done, all the trading are done. That place is your economy. So basically economics, the study of economics is divided into two branches. We have divided economics. Economics is a subject which you are studying about. So we have divided this into two broad categories or two broad branches. One is your microeconomics and the other is your macroeconomics. Here in class 11th, we will only talk about the microeconomics part. I will tell you the definitions of micro and macroeconomics, but in a deeper sense, we will only study the microeconomics and we will leave this macroeconomics for your class 12th. Let us talk about the microeconomics now. Microeconomics studies the behavior of individual economic units. When we talk about individual economic units, it means that we're talking about a particular person or a particular group of people. We are not talking about a group of people at a time. That means, for example, if we say demand of a consumer. Demand is if a consumer is wanting something or if he is consuming something, he will be the consumer. And if he is wanting something, that thing will be your demand. So he is demanding something. Now here we are not talking about the complete one. We are just talking about the consumer. Now who is a consumer? A consumer is that particular person who is using your goods or your services. Anyone who is using your goods and services will be your consumer. Second point is supply of a producer. Producer is that particular person who converts raw materials into finished products, who is running the supply and who is fulfilling the demand of the consumer. That is your producer. Now, if we study the supply of a producer, it also comes under the category of microeconomics. Third is consumer equilibrium. Now, we know about what is consumer. We have already talked about it. Now, let us see what is equilibrium. Equilibrium means a balance between two things. Now, for a consumer, if you are talking about a consumer, what is the two things it needs to have a balance in? He is getting a particular product and he is paying a particular price. So the price which he is paying should give him the equal value in terms of the product. In a meaning, I can say that if he is spending something, if he is doing an expenditure, that expenditure should be equal to the product that he is getting. Equal in the sense of the value. The value that he derives from the product should be equal to the money spent by it. Then only we can say that he has achieved consumer equilibrium. Producer's equilibrium. Now the same, producer means a person who converts raw materials into finished products. Equilibrium means a balance. For producer to have an equilibrium, producer's equilibrium. Now for equilibrium to a producer, again we need to look at those two things that is very important. Now the two things are for producer, the raw materials that he is using to convert the finished products. So the value of his product and the money that he is getting, that should be equal. So that is your producer's equilibrium. Product pricing. Now the producer is just making the products. Now if we have to price it, if we have to put a cost on it, that this marker comes for ₹10, so that 10 is the cost of this marker. How do I know when I am doing this product pricing? And the last is your number 6, factor pricing. Factor pricing, for this you need to know what are these factors. These are your factors of production. You have already learnt about it in your 9th economics books. Right now we will again revise it. There are 4 factors of production: land, labor, capital, and the last is your entrepreneur. Okay, now first we'll talk about this land. Land is the place where you will be doing your production work, or you will be giving your services. That place will be your land. Second is labor. Labor is the people who will be working for you. That will be labor. Third is your capital, the money that you have spent, the investment that you have done will be your capital. And the last is the entrepreneur, who uses all these factors of production to make a profit. So while considering these factors of production, we need to price them. For example, how much money do we have to spend? How much money do we have to give to the laborers or spend in the land? All these things need to be considered. And this is not an intact list. There are many more to it. I have just given you few examples, but there are many more. So I have written here etc. Don't consider it as the limited list. It's not a limited list. Microeconomics is also called price theory. Microeconomics, the other name of microeconomics is your price theory, because we are calculating the prices of various items over here.